Okay.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while. Today we're in a different setting. We're in my room today, and Manu and I are going to be telling some outrageous New York stories that we have. Okay, Manu, you want to go first?
Yeah, I can go first. So, I was on my way to school when I used to go to school. Not anymore. Your girl graduated. But I was on my way to class, and I was on the train, you know, minding my own business, you know, listening to music. I think I had coffee too, you know, just on my way to school. And I'm sitting, because the window seat is my seat. Like, if I don't have a window seat, it's like, especially in the morning when you're tired, like, you just want to lean up against the window. Like, I'm resting there, and a man stumbles onto the train, and I'm like, okay, you know, it's New York, people be not good, you know, people be off it. He like drunk or high or something. I'm like, okay. But he decides, and this is an empty car, mind you, not empty, but like there's a few people in it, but there's a lot of empty seats. He could choose any seat. He decided to sit right next to me, and he sits like, so this is me. He decided to sit like this with his back turned to me. I'm like, okay. I'm nice. I'm also not assertive, so I'm like, I'm just gonna sit here and look out the window. But as the ride goes on, all of a sudden he like starts doing this like, and mind you, I'm a spaghetti. I'm small. I'm very small, and this guy's kind of big. And he like starts leaning onto me, and I'm like, oh no, like I'm like, oh no, oh no. I'm like, please, because I'm like, I don't want to be rude and like push him off, because I already know he already probably in a bad place, because he like not even in the right mind. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be like calm, and I like nudge him just a little bit, and then he gets off. But then literally he puts his whole body on me, and I'm like panicking, like, oh my gosh. But this woman, bless her heart, comes and like grabs me and pulls me out from under the man, and he like bangs his head on the window. But I'm like,
oh my god,
I'm sorry, but you, like, he was like out cold on me, and I was like panicking, like, because I didn't want to be rude and like, you know, push him off, but I also wanted to not be under a man that was passed out. And the woman was so nice, and she was like, I was watching you the whole train ride. I saw how uncomfortable you were. I was like, oh, thank you. So yeah, that's my story.
Damn.
Horror story in the morning.
Oh my gosh, he fell on top of you? Wow, she had to pull you out. Dang.
Yeah, no, I was like, and it was suddenly too, because, you know, he's like drifting off and stuff, and like leaning on me a little bit, and I'm like, okay, because, you know, sometimes you're on the subway and people be tired or something, and they lean on you a little bit, and you're like, If you're nice. If you're like not nice, then you'd be pushing them off stuff. But I'm nice, so I was like, But then he like collapsed on me, and I was like, no. It is time to stop. Time to go. I'ma head out. And but she helped me, so that was nice.
Good, that's fun. Sound like a fun day for you.
I guess a good adrenaline start for the morning, I guess. I think I got to class on time that day, so it's fine.
Good.
Yeah. Okay, your turn.
Okay. So here's one of my crazy stories in New York. So one night after work, I decided I want to go to the gym. So I went to the gym, and you know, I'm getting my workout on. It was cool, it was nice. The gym I was in had really open, huge windows, and it was nighttime, so you know, it looked pretty cool looking over at the dark city and everything like that. And I was on the bike, and you know, I was pedaling, you know, doing my little 5 minutes on the bike, and my attention just drifted toward outside, and I happened to be looking at the building right across the street, and my attention goes to like one of the windows above the level that I am, and I saw that there was a light on, and I looked inside the window, and in the window I see this guy just staring at me with his hands on the window like this, just staring at me. And so I was so scared. I was so creeped out. I was like, oh my gosh, this guy's actually looking at me and he's following me. And then he started doing some like really weird movements by the window, and he starts like kicking, he's like kicking something. I can't see it, but he's just like, he's being really weird. He's being really, really creepy. And probably the creepiest part was that he had a mask on. It looked like, you know, a construction mask that, you know, you use to keep like all the debris out of your lungs and stuff like that. But just the fact that he was wearing it and you couldn't really see his face was even more scary. So I moved away from the window and I actually called Manu because I was really, really scared. I was like, oh my gosh, Manu, there's this guy that he was looking at me working out, and she was like, oh my gosh, you should tell somebody. And I was like, well, what are they gonna do? He's in the other building. But I was like, you know what, I probably should just tell somebody. And I did. I went up to the front desk at the gym when I was ready to leave, and I said, I'm sorry, there's a guy who was watching me from the building right across from us. And as a matter of fact, he was in the window right at that time, but he saw me point up to the window and then he moved away from the window.
A troll. A troll.
He moved away from the window, and then the guy, he looked up, he was like, oh, I don't see anybody. I said, he was literally just there. He literally just moved. And the guy said, oh, well, he probably saw you pointing upward and he moved. And he didn't show his face again in the window. But I said to them, just to let you guys know, somebody was watching me and they were acting really creepy, really weird. They were doing some really weird stuff, other things I won't talk about in this video because I think it's way too graphic, but he was just being really, really weird. And the guy said, okay, thanks for letting us know, but you look like you can take him anyway. And I said, yeah. And I stayed on the phone with Manu when I got out, and yeah, nothing happened. But it was pretty creepy. It was definitely creepy. Yeah. That's my story. You have another one?
Yeah, I do. It's like, I'm gonna try not to laugh when I tell this story, because I'm gonna seem mean if I laugh, but it's actually like...
She's got a silly one, and it's a little bit mean.
So you know those, like, I'm sure if you live in New York, you know someone's always like, it's time for the show or whatever, they get on the train.
Oh, the showtime.
Yeah, and they start like flipping and like spinning around on the pole.
Yeah.
So there was this guy, and he was being a little reckless, you know, he's dancing and flipping, and then he like grabs up on the thing.
What? What? Say that again.
He grabs up onto the pole. You know the poles that are like on the ceiling of the train?
Mm-hmm.
And he starts like doing his thing.
What?
He starts doing his thing, and he accidentally kicks somebody a little bit. Not like a full like kick, but he accidentally like nicks somebody a little bit. And I was trying, you know, like when you're in the situation and you're like, I'm not gonna laugh, and you're like, I'm not gonna laugh, but I almost did. And the guy like looked at him like, you know, because you just get hit. He was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And the guy like completely moved out of the train car. Like, I guess he was so upset, he was like, let me remove myself. But he didn't hit him that much, but it was enough to be like, I need to move.
I think that right any hit is enough.
I was just like,
I think that any hit is enough. If like a Showtime performer nicked me with their pinky, I would remove myself from the car. It looks very dangerous when the Showtime performers are doing what they do. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I definitely move too. I'd be like, nope.
But that's my first time seeing them actually like accidentally hit someone, and I was like, I thought y'all...
Yeah, they're usually really good with like their the way they estimate how much space they have. They're usually really good at that, but Yikes, sounds like he was a newbie.
Also, the guy was like leaning on the door, so he wasn't seated. He was standing, so I guess that contributed to it, maybe.
I mean, but I stand sometimes when I see them too. Yeah, and I'm usually standing by the door. I've never gotten hit, kicked. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. There would be a problem if I got kicked or something. Okay, so my next story is a bit graphic, so be prepared. One day I was just riding the train, you know, as New Yorkers do. We ride the train, that's how everywhere we get around. Yeah, and you know, I was just sitting and I noticed that there was this guy who was like kind of isolated. He had like his own space on the same bench that I was sitting on, but it was like nobody wanted to sit next to him. And I looked and I realized, oh, you know, he's a homeless guy. You know, some people are particular about sitting next to homeless people for different reasons, you know. So he had all this space around him, but there was something even more strange about this guy. I examined him just a little bit. I didn't stare, I didn't gawk at him, but I realized that he was sitting with his pants halfway down. Like, he was revealing some of his butt. He was like sitting on the seat with like half of his butt out. But he was still pretty covered. And I looked away quickly. I was like, oh my gosh, what is this guy doing? And everybody was staring at him in the train like, what is going on? And then 14th Street Union Square came up and he got up and his pants just suddenly started to fall down lower and lower and lower until they reached his ankles. And I didn't see, because at this point he stood up, he's getting off the train, so I only can see his back, but I can also see his whole butt now. And I'm just looking at the faces of the people who are in front of him, and they're just all like,
I can imagine.
Everybody's just like, what am I seeing? So I thought that was like, it was an interesting experience here in New York. I think
there's a lot of those.
Yeah, I've seen quite a few body parts here in New York. Usually covered body parts. Yeah.
And uncovered.
Yeah, and uncovered. I'm just saying, like, body parts that people usually cover, I've seen a lot on random strangers. Yeah, living here in New York. That's kind of how things go. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm gonna end it here. Let me know if you want us to do more videos together. She'll definitely be in my videos anyway though. And please let me know if you guys want to see us do more story time videos. Yeah.
Like, comment, and subscribe as well.
Yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.